this is perfect. This is.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful.
This is textbook.
Yeah.
This is like 72.
Because last time when we were here, it was hot.
Oh, I think it was like 98.
Do you remember this? Like the setting of this one?
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
And then the sunrise was different.
Yeah.
So you watched it like shine onto this.
Yeah. Did you ever think you'd spend Easter in Zion?
No. I mean, last week I knew there might be a chance based off our driving, but...
Other than that, no.
No.
Same. Oh. Oh. Is that a yawn?
Yeah. That's I got 6 hours of sleep yawn.
I'm gambling. Mitchell was gambling all night in the casino.
I spent $2.
A little brisk.
I can't pretend I'm not cold.
A little brisk.
Probably have to talk really loud.
So crazy. You can't even put into words the scale of all this. It's just nuts. And then you come out over here and just sweeping views, like so breathtaking. It's really hard to describe. And videos, I mean, will literally do no justice. Rachel pointed out there's still snow over there. But just the pure scale of this is nuts. To kind of give you perspective, we were down there earlier. Right up in there is where Rachel and I went off the beaten path and found that spot. Further back now, you can just get a scale of how big that wall is. But when you're over there, over where we were at, looking straight up at it, it's just nuts. We'll save you guys the footage of what we just saw, but people are nuts, man. Like, there's so many people out here experiencing these national parks, and most of them are polite, have trail etiquette, and there was literally someone pooped like right here, feces. Like a huge pile, and just toilet paper topped on it, and didn't try and bury it, nothing, like 2 feet off the trail. You got this for a view. There's nothing wrong with going outside in the woods, but bury it.
It wasn't even covered.
Yeah, no, it was pathetic. Like, at the very least, if you don't have a shovel with and you can't hold it anymore, you know, there's spots where it's not even that steep. Walk up there and at least do it up there. I don't know, rant over. Kind of ruined.
My skin is crawling.
Yeah, ruined our mood. We were talking about food and dinner and stuff, and then out here in this beautiful view, and then you come across that shit, literally. Found camp for the night. I keep wanting to say Arches. Zion. Someone's excited to be out of the van. We took him for a 3.5 mile walk. Oh my God. Yeah, beautiful. Sun doesn't go down until 8 o'clock now that we have a time change here in Utah. It's a long day between walking him for 3.5 miles and Rachel and I hiked, I don't know, I think it was like 6 or 7 miles total. And being out in the sun, fresh air, it was beautiful. but it really takes it out of you. And I found him a nice stick and brought it back to the van as a gift, and it looks like it's been received. He we'll buy him like treats and bones and stuff from Walmart, and he just said he doesn't want anything to do with them anymore, which is weird. But a stick from the woods, from a national park, sign me right up, he says. Climb, 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 climb. Wanted to do Angel's Landing, but you need a permit the day of. Tried to get one yesterday, but after 3 o'clock you can't. So, not gonna happen this trip. Like an idiot, I forgot my beer in the van. I was gonna bring a beer up here and sit up here after hoofing it, but I forgot. Probably still would have been cold by the time I got up here. I hoofed it up here too. Really, it's just something else. You can't really put it into words. You just have to experience it for yourself. I mean, from Glacier to Yosemite to Zion, they're all just unique in their own way. gets this for an office all day long. I got back from my 5-mile hike and she had a Bloody Mary ready to go. I opened the slider and she goes, "Here." Wow. A little protective. I think he knows he's going to a visitor's house for our wedding. When we're going to a wedding, he's gonna be. I've been out in the sun. I've been out in the sun for too long.
Second discussion of wedding and.
Yes, we're going to a wedding, and Zeke's gonna be going to a sitter's house.
Look at that perfection.
Sir Kensington's ketchup. Is this the one from Whole Foods?
Yes, I was going to say Goodwill.
Maybe we're both coming down with a little something called life.
Amnesia.
I was very glad I brought that bar and then some almonds and nuts because I was hungry by the time I got up to the top. Oh, and what was interesting is hiking up, I forgot to tell you, the switchbacks, there was no water coming down the wall, and then on the way back down there was water just gushing. Look at this thing. Let's just watch him for a bit. He just sits there like a horse.
And usually when we come to national parks now, our number one thing is to look for free water. So at Death Valley, there was a hose. We could drive right up to it. It was free. It was kind of outside of the campground. It was awesome. Here, the fill-ups by the visitor center were super far from the parking lots. We were like, I don't really know how that's gonna go. So
you got the whole rigmarole.
We got the rigmarole of.
Usually I use that one door. Hey, no whining. Usually they have like one of those, a long hose. That one says not potable, not safe to drink. So we're just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. So it's just a spigot, but at least we're all by ourselves and not by a million people in the visitor center. Oh,
so
hey, I mean, it's free water.
The nice man was letting us come back here even though we don't have a reservation. So here's how it works.
Usually I just stick the hose in there and crank the hose on and it self-feeds.
But this isn't too bad.
No. I don't even know, have you seen this adapter in action?
No?
The rigmarole? But as the old saying goes, it's only stupid if it doesn't work, right?
Right. What if I tickle your armpit right now?
Don't, please.
It's so inviting.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Don't.
Yeah. Never get to do anything fun.
Yeah. So this is the fun part of not just flipping a switch at your house and having water and flushing the toilet and having it go down into Never Never Land and not having to worry about it. Which I wouldn't trade it for living back in a sticks and bricks at the moment.
So whatever. If we're saving $3 3 times a week.
Oh, for sure.
They're practically paying us to come to the parks.
Yeah. No kidding.
Probably we got 10 gallons in there and then
usually it doesn't look like this. Usually the chairs are up. We've been using them so much we left them out. The rope lights are tucked away. We got a new bag of dog food. That's all of our clothes for the wedding.
So Nate has to disassemble the toilet. He takes the seat off of the jug and then just pours the jug down the tube.
I'm doing the Watchman trail again. I did this hike 2 days ago. It's a beautiful hike. The first time I did this was a couple days ago. All the other times we've been here, we've never done this hike. And you walk out to right up there. So you kind of come around this bend here, up there, do some switchbacks, cut over, and then end up there. So you see that behind, and then it's like you're looking forward, and it's look at that view. beautiful. And it's not bad right now with the cloud cover. It gives you a little bit of shade because there's zero shade on this trail. I guess once you get up a little further after the switchbacks, but I didn't bring water with. We just washed our Camelback yesterday and it was all sweaty from me. So I was like, I'll give it a little while before I get it all sweaty and smelly again. Rachel's like, well, bring a blender bottle. And it's like, that'll be a pain to carry. Made her. Look at these views. Trying to like hold the camera and pan it and move, and it's not working out the best. What a view. Oh, it's just crazy the scale of those things. And I mean, we've been to a lot of parks, and especially like the last 3 weeks we've been pretty much just bouncing around Utah. But the scale of these ones are just nuts. It's peaceful up here though. You can see people. I can never see with the sun where I'm pointing, but you can see that's the start of the trail down there. Rolls through. And then you can follow it up that. I can't really see where I'm pointing, but up in there, and then wraps up this way, up into here. Now for the rip down, it's 27 minutes. Sometimes you get stuck behind people, but I'm curious to see what my time will be going down now. We'll see. Excited for a big glass of water when I get back to the van. When we get back to the van. I guess you're along on the journey, so when we get back, I will have a big glass of water. What a view. I need to get some new words in my vocabulary. Just a gorgeous, stunning view. I said the same thing, but it's true. It's breathtaking. So right up there is where we at on that last rock. Crazy on the way down, like I did this hike in Hawaii. I forget what it was called. It's similar to like the Manitou Incline in the sense of steps. Like you're just climbing straight up. There were old railroad ties, and that was unique. You could see through some of them to where if you fell through the crack of the old railroad ties or trestles, you'd get hurt. That was a beautiful hike, but what was interesting is on the way down, I mean, I killed the time on that hike, like killed it, crushed it. And my legs, I had from using muscles coming down that I hadn't used in a long time, like Manitou Incline. When you come down, it's you do switchbacks down the other side of it. I was sore as hell for like 2-3 days. Like I could barely walk and just kind of milked it in the hotel. And then yeah, I didn't repeat that. But Manitou Incline in Colorado, the second time I did it, I mean, I beat my time. I was cruising on that one. It's the altitude there that if you're not acclimated to it, you know, it really screws with you. You're winded. But yeah, that Hawaii hike, that kicked my butt, because on the way back down, using those muscles that I hadn't used. And then when you get to like level ground, after like holding yourself coming down like that, you can't even walk. You feel like you're walking with drywall stilts or something. That's where you get injured. If I lived in Colorado, I would do this every single day. Well, anywhere. I mean, if I lived in Utah gets pretty hot though. I couldn't imagine doing this when it's 105 degrees. You'd probably get used to it in some sense, but that's hot. But Colorado, I would trail run every day. The technical part about it is what's fun. Like you got to eye out the rocks, make sure it's not a loose one. You know, make sure you have your footing and don't roll your ankle. And it's just fun. It's like a Sudoku, a brain teaser, and you get an exercise. And it feels great. What am I doing? I'm slacking. I got to talking, I wasn't focusing. I'm not gonna beat my time if I'm slacking off, huh? Having some wings Rachel made wings last night, or marinated them. This stuff slaps. We haven't had this for how long? It's been your house, huh? So that probably a year and a half ago, you think?
For sure.
Rachel said, I said, should I bring out some dipping packets? We have some ranch and honey mustard. And she's like, why don't you bust out the Trader Joe's? Then we have that problem where we're like, you know, do we want to take up that much fridge space if we're not going to have chicken tomorrow and the next day and the day after that and the following day? Sometimes Rachel just said, you gotta just live. You gotta live. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have some.
A lot of hard non-choices in our life.
Yes, it's tough. People just think this stuff is all just easy, easy, easy.
I'm messaging this funny. I'm not messaging other men for any reason other than work.
It's okay, I approve. We're in Utah. Except for the women aren't supposed to have other men. Only the men can have other women.
What about women having other women?
That's fine. Isn't that how it works in Utah, though?
You can have as many men as you want. Are they cooked?
You know, I didn't even look. No.
Straight down the gullet. I'll let mine cool off for a couple years. You can unplug that if you want. Hey Marvin, happy Monday. Shout out Andy Forey, you're getting married this week. Whoop whoop. Thanks for subscribing.